having a drawer like this for your keyboard actually is pretty helpful. Now, a lot of people don't like this, but the pros of this thing kind of are pretty cool. For example, I can actually have some sort of paper and stuff, things that I have to read and stuff like that right over here. Maybe even a laptop somewhere here, and then, you know, I can basically have my functions on the computer here. So essentially, this actually gives a spot that I have for doing other things and leaving other things on. So it's pretty cool, and I kind of like this. Now, I was actually thinking about upgrading my desk, but I don't want to leave this functionality behind. This is why I'm actually stuck with the small little desk with all this cool setup here. But I actually came across a product which actually fixes this issue, and we're gonna unbox that today. So what we have here in this big box is a keyboard tray. Now, this is a rotating keyboard tray, so you can actually like rotate it around depending on how you're sitting and stuff like that, which is gonna be pretty cool. Now, because of this, I'm actually thinking about getting an L-shaped table. So let's go ahead and open this up. Now, I'm gonna put this thing down because this is actually pretty hefty, and that kind of gives a good vibe on the quality of this thing. So let's actually unbox this up and show you guys what this has to offer. I'm gonna unbox this and show you one thing at a time that comes out of the box, so you guys actually get an unboxing experience here and see what this actually comes with. So I will basically have to open this up. Let's do the unboxing here on the table. I've got my wide lens on because this is kind of big, and I'm just kind of opening up all the tabs here to get our product out. There you go. So I actually just opened up one side. Wow, this is big. So they did show one of the picture on the box here that this actually accommodates a mouse, a keyboard, and some space. So that'll be pretty good. Now this is the surface, right? The surface is like a leather. It's gonna be very comfortable. And I don't think you even need a mouse pad at this point, if this is the surface we're dealing with. And we also have a tray here. Now, this is something I was scared about because I actually have a tray on this one. And then I was thinking like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to sacrifice that. And then I'll have to put my pens and stuff elsewhere. But we actually have a storage here where we can put our pen and stuff in here. Pretty cool. This is the back part here. Has a bunch of plates. This is probably for the mounting brackets. So I'm gonna put that down and let's move on. We also have instructions and pictures and stuff like that with warranty. Now, this is hassle-free, extended warranty. You can extend the warranty to 12 months. Pretty cool. This is all that. And then we have the other stuff here. This is a perforated, right? They have like multiple holes in here. It's a perforated leather looking handrest, right? So this would basically plug in to this thing here. So these tabs here would basically like, you know, go in the holes that are here on the device itself. So we can actually just push these in on the holes that are located on this thing. Like there are tiny holes here. We can basically just take this thing and push them down, push all the knobs down here, and that will basically adhere this thing to our board. So going one at a time here, making sure that we are in properly. These are rubber nubs, so they basically will fill the spot in, and over time they're not going to get loose, which is a plus point, right? And they're flexible. They'll stick there pretty nicely. Look at that. It's in, and you can basically see, like, for example, the one in the middle was kind of open, but yeah, you see there's no space anymore, so we're good to go. This is going to be very comfortable to put your hand on. Like, your hands are not going to get fatigued anymore. Pretty nice. I'm going to put that down again and see the next thing. Now, this probably exists if you have like smaller, like lower keyboards, and you want something, you know, not as bulky as that one. You can definitely use this one. I'll put this down and let's go ahead and see what else we got here. Now, we do have another box in here. Now, we actually have the user manual here, and we have another box. I'm gonna put this entire big box down and let's focus on this one. Now, this is the rotating mechanism and its holder, the clamp for the desk and everything. Let's open this up. We got 2 Allen keys and a bunch of little screws, and this is it. This is the clamp. This is pretty hefty. This is pretty good. This is probably why the whole box weighed a lot, but I'm definitely getting a sense of security with this thing. Now, although I do have a keyboard holder on this thing here, but we're gonna just put it on the side and test this out to see how this actually works. Oh, and also, since there are other holes on the other side as well, I couldn't find anything that would fit there except for this. So we'll put this on too. So just in case, you know, this is rotatable, And if I do have gaming situation, I'm going to use the bigger one. If I have writing situation, I'm going to be using the smaller one. So we'll have both of them on here on both sides. So it's always ready for me. I can just rotate this thing and get to whatever keyboard that we want to use, depending on the height. So now the next step here is going to be flipping this upside down, right? And we're going to be connecting this piece here with the bottom screw holders here. That's on the bottom. And now we'll just line up the screws here. Everything lines up properly. And we will take this apart. You have a pretty thick Allen key here, and you have a very thin one. Now the thin one is for adjusting this screw and this screw here. This one and this one would be adjusting the height depending on your desk. And also we have the thick one here. The thick one is going to be adjusting the clamp here, because the clamp has to be pretty tight for this thing to be actually one with the entire desk. So let's actually put these screws in. So 6 screws, not a big deal, very small. And the tool is included, can't beat it. At first, I'm just gonna use my hand and gonna fasten the ones that are diagonally. And here we are. I'm gonna just screw these on, and then we will tighten them a little bit and not too much, so we don't strip anything and mess things up along the way. Keep that in mind. Here we are. And the last one, just like that. And we're gonna take our smaller one, and we're just gonna tighten these up. These are pretty loose if you're gonna tighten by hand. So just, you know, give it a little turn and making sure everything is pretty in place so they don't come loose. I'm just going in random pattern. You don't want to screw up one side first and then do the other side. That can definitely mess with the balance. You definitely want to go and diagonally, you know, just crisscross things. That's the best way to do it. And we're almost done here. This feels good. Sometimes, you know, one screw might be like pretty tight, and then like you screw down the other sides and then the whole thing goes down, and then the one that you thought was tight is not anymore. So just go back and double check all those screws, make sure they're firm. Don't tighten them too much that you can actually strip them up, and we should be good to go. Now for the fun part, we will actually go back there and install it on the desk. All you need is the fat Allen key. I'm gonna have that ready here, and we will put this on the right side of my tray. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here we are. Now you do want to keep this entire knob and all these mechanism on the bottom side. So we will actually have this device like this, right? So as you can see, it's literally facing vertically. Obviously you're not going to be typing like this, right? So that's where these adjustment comes in place. But for now, we're just gonna basically, you know, push this in, and we're gonna tighten it up. So I'm gonna give you guys a side view. We're just gonna push this a little bit on the side, and here we are. We're in. This is what we're gonna see from the top of the table here. Not a big deal, because this would be in the middle of the table where we don't really have anything to do, except maybe putting like papers and stuff in there. So not a big deal, very minimal thing to worry about. And we're basically on the bottom here, we're just gonna put the Allen key in, and we're gonna tighten this up until the clamp firmly holds onto the entire table so the device is secure fully. Okay, that's pretty tight. I'm just gonna go back and turn it as much as I can. Now this would definitely depend on the material that your table is made up of. If it's pretty flimsy, you don't want to tighten it too much that you want to mess it up. But if it's something like firm wood or something that wouldn't be messed up easily, then you want to use all your force and, you know, kind of get it on place. You know, this is what it kind of looks like right now. It's very stiff and it's not going anywhere. This is way better in place than the original one that actually came with the desk. So I'm very happy with this thing. And as you can see, I can move this around like this, not too much effort there, but then I can't move it like up and down because obviously these things are locked here. So I'm gonna take the Allen key here, and I'm gonna actually loosen these up so we can kind of work with the adjustment here and see what we, you know, really like. I'm just loosening up the hex keys there and kind of playing with the height and also how I want this to be. So let's say I want it like this. Yeah, this is a good height for me, right? So I could have it like this, right? This is what it would be like, right? Let me just put a keyboard here just for the test. Let's say I want it like this. Pretty good, right? And let's say I want to actually use the other side here as my resting point, like basically flip this around. I can basically like go around like this and get to that side. which I can't do right now because we're actually not in the middle of the table, but when this is properly installed where it's supposed to be, that'll work pretty nicely. Now, check this out. This is how it is right now, right? I can also stow this away if I want to, right? I can, you know, definitely fold that out and just push it out of the way. But for example, right now, this is how I like it, right? I'm basically just gonna lock this down with the long Allen key here, which is gonna help us stay at the angle that we're comfortable with. So here we go. I'm just gonna tighten that down firmly, not too much again, that it creates a problem with the thread or everything else. So just tighten this down and then test it out to make sure that it's not going anywhere. Like I'm pressing this right now and it's not gonna go anywhere for sure. And now here we have my keyboard is here, and then I can also rock a mouse here as well. There's enough space for that, and the surface is pretty comfortable and pretty good to write on too. That is cool. I love this product. I'm glad I got this thing. This thing actually works like it's supposed to, and it's so solid, right? Like for example, this thing is like, it has a lot of play. This thing here, it doesn't make stupid noise, and it's very hefty. And on top of that, it is very comfortable. For example, this one is plastic. This one here, it's like leather, and it's perforated. So, you know, I'm not gonna be sweating or anything like that either. But I also have a very comfortable surface to actually use this at. Now, because I love the functionality so much of this thing, I'm actually gonna take my plastic one off, and I'm gonna put this in the middle up until I get my own desk that I kind of designed my own, which is going to take some time. So that's my idea for right now. I can have this keyboard tray. So I'm going to be actually using this keyboard tray on my new setup that I'll be designing an entire table for my setup here that I'm going to be building myself as well. So don't miss that video if you guys want to watch that. But this product is definitely going on there, and this is exactly what I was looking for. And I love this thing. If you guys want this product, it is going to be linked in the description, so you guys can find it easily and check it out and probably buy it. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.